I'm Patrice O'Connor. This is the main population room. This is where most of the healthy younger cats are housed in the shelter. What we have is shelves. I'll show the shelves up top. That's where most of our feral cats stay. The shelves lining the entire top of the shelter. We have a litter box up there for them. They get fed, and we clean the shelves if there's a mess up there. But normally we don't really interact with those cats too much. Just clean as best you can. There is a ladder if you need to get up there, and it's right behind the cages because you're not going to be able to reach out without the ladder. First thing I do when I come in here is I pick up any older plates that have been left overnight with dried up food. Just throw those right out. I clean up any messes that might have happened during the night. Somebody vomited on the steps, so I clean that right up so nobody steps in that. We use the smaller size plates in here, at least I do, and we get the cans from the kitchen. I line them up over here, and I dish out about a quarter can per plate. We put plates on the floor. We put plates on the shelves for the cats that like to eat, like Aurora in the corner. She has her plate. For any cats that are hiding, like this little orange one here, we put a plate of food in there just to make sure that he gets wet food. You'll kind of get to know where everybody eats as you go through it, but just make sure that everybody has access to wet food. Even the ferals, we put plates of food up top as best we can. After I do that, I rinse out the cans in the kitchen, clean the fork. This is the dried food and water. I completely dumped the water. This food was empty this morning, so that bowl got cleaned completely. Always check the bowl, make sure it's not wet on the bottom. If it is, just dump the food out. This will need to be changed again before I leave. Never leave dirty water. As the morning went on, they got that water dirty, so we make sure it's fresh for them. These are caged cats that you might have in this room at any one time. They're usually new cats or cats that have some sort of a medical issue. Gogo has been here for about 3 weeks, and he's new. He is very ill with a stomach problem. He has vomiting and diarrhea, so there will be a card. He has a special diet that he's going to be eating. Make sure you read the cards. This is look at this one. This is a cage card. It's very important that you fill this out on your shift. There's an AM and a PM, and indicate whether or not the cat has urine and feces in the box or not, and whether or not the cat ate. And if there's any notes, there's a space for notes here, but it's very important that you fill it out because we don't really know anything about a lot of these cats. And if there's something going on from shift to shift, we like to know if they're ill or if they're eating properly. So that goes in there. For these cats, you want to clean their litter boxes and just be careful. You don't really know them, so when you're reaching in, just be careful that you don't get scratched. He does not like to be touched, so be really careful with him. Completely dump their water, clean out their water dish, and refill it, and make sure if they have dry food that bowl is clean and it's full. And that's about it for the caged cats. There usually is 1 or 2 in here at all times, so you have to kind of make sure you clean them. The next thing I do after all the feeding is done, I do the litter boxes. We have a litter box here on the floor in the far corner, and we also have a litter box for our feral cats, which is up on top. And you can only reach that with a ladder, but you really need to check it, make sure it's clean, and scoop it out. After I do the litter, I go around the room kind of in a circle, and I clean all of the shelves. And show you what I do. We have the disinfectant spray and paper towels, and just check all of the shelves. Okay. Make sure that the bedding is clean. If it's not, remove it and put it in the laundry room. Check all the bedding, and you can replace it with fresh bedding from the laundry closet. If these shelves are dirty, and they were this morning, and I did spray them down, make sure you clean them thoroughly with spray and dry them off. And make sure you don't spray the spray near the cats, because it's a pretty potent chemical, and they don't like the smell of it, and it is very toxic. So make sure there's no cats around when you're spraying. That's basically what I do. I start in this corner and I go all the way across this shelf, all the way around here. All this bedding has already been replaced and cleaned. Then we do this shelf. We do clean the shelves. If this shelf is dirty, you could spray this down. Make sure you spray it thoroughly and clean it. And then replace the trays with the bedding. Same thing with the cat trees. Make sure the bedding is clean. We have brushes that you can take, and it has a lot of hair on it. This one's new, so it doesn't. You can brush them off, just to make sure they don't get too much hair on them. If there's any stains on them, I like to wipe those up too. So we do the cat trees. We have one here, one in the middle, a small one here, and then another one in the corner. So those all have to be cleaned too, as far as hair and bedding. Once that's done, and that's going to take you a while. The next thing is to just pick up everything off the floor, because you're going to sweep the entire floor. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm going to actually show you what we do. Make sure all the toys are picked up. Sweep. Anything like chairs can be put away, at least temporarily, while you're sweeping. Everything. Pick up the garbage cans. The food dishes need to be picked up. Anything that can be picked up should be picked up. Once that's done, you're going to sweep the entire floor really well. Try to get up as much of the litter as you can, because if you don't, when it gets wet, it turns to kind of like a mud. After you've swept, I've already got my mop ready here, the bucket. Just mop the entire floor as much as you can. Try to get behind the cages if you can. In the corners, it's really important, because a lot of the cats will pee in the corner. That's pretty much what you do, just mop it down thoroughly. If there's a cat in the corner, like this one over here, you don't need to move those cats. He's in there because he's nervous, so you can kind of just clean around him. You really don't have to move him. Laundry goes in the laundry room. That's about it for the main population room. We just do a really thorough cleaning. This is the litter room. This is where most of the litter boxes are in the shelter, on the downstairs level. What you do for this room is, and I'm doing it right now, is thoroughly scoop every box. Just go around in a circle. If some of the boxes are really dirty, like this one, you can just dump out the entire litter box and then rinse it out in the laundry room with sanitizing liquid and dry it off, and then bring it back and fill it up. Any of them seem kind of low, like this one could probably use more. A big tub of litter, a little bit in. Do it. When you're done scooping the litter boxes, you can take them and pile them up right outside the doorway. Sweep this room thoroughly, and then mop it. And let it dry, and then put the boxes back. That's pretty much it for the living room. It's a lot of work because the boxes are dirty, but it's not hard. Oh, and one more thing. If this gets really empty, this is the barrel. The litter is right out straight in the hallway, in the kitchen, and just bring in some bags or boxes and fill it up. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nancy Smith, and I'm a volunteer at Whiskers. and I've offered to be part of this orientation video. I'm going to cover the laundry room, which is right here, the kitchen, and the assimilation room. I'm going to start off with the laundry. So run in. Now, to start laundry, there is a measure here, and bleach. We have 2 cups of bleach. Goes in first into the tub, a cap full of soap, as you would normally do at home, and then fill up with water so that it doesn't bleach it out. If you put the bleach right on top of all of the linens, it will bleach it out. So I fill the tub with water and the bleach and the soap, or get it started anyway, and then start putting from the laundry basket the laundry in here, and then do that first when you first come to the shelter. This is the first thing that I do. I come in, I do the laundry, I get it started, and then I go and feed the cats.